Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Rod Shop. Today we're going to do a rod recipe for a triggerless casting rod, so stick around. Okay, I have a couple of clients that don't like a trigger seat on a casting rod for various reasons. One, that one guy has a small hands, doesn't like the trigger and where it fits in his hands anywhere when he's palming a low profile reel. Another one's got kind of jacked up arthritis. And then I've got another client that just doesn't like them. And I get it. I actually have, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a callus with a dent right there. Because when I am palming a trigger seat, that rubs right here. Now, I fish a lot. I fish probably 3 times more than most people do, but yeah, I'm spoiled, I get it. This is one of my favorite triggers, which is the most comfortable for my hand. That's the Alps. But since Mike, who is this client, he doesn't like them at all, what we're going to do is we're going to build using an American Tackle CCT Arrow, which the GAHOs are they're significantly less expensive, and so far they seem to be just as durable and as sensitive. Jury's still out on that one. I'm testing a few. But anyway, we're going to build using what is a traditional spinning seat, and we're going to turn it into a casting seat. And yeah, it's complicated. You turn it upside down and it's a casting seat. I have a few of these out in the real world. The guys that have them love them. I'm not convinced that would work for me, but I think I'm going to try one, especially on like a jerkbait rod where it's a constant movement and that would rub. But we'll see. So anyway, this is the bones of a triggerless casting rod. So let's talk about the recipe, because I know you guys love the rod recipes and I haven't done one in a while. So this is a heavy, fast action 7-foot. It's the SJ706 from North Fork Composites. The 0381 is the pattern number. It's a Delta LMX, which means it does have a fiberglass scrim on the carbon material, which makes them very durable. Tough to break. I'm not saying you should try to break it, but they are tough to break. You do give up a little bit of sensitivity and you add a teeny bit of weight with that carbon fiber fabric that has the fiberglass scrim on it. So let's go through the total parts for the build. I don't know if I'm going to build this one on camera or not. This one's kind of in a rush and needs to go out. But anyway, so we're going to use the 381 SJ706 Delta. We are going to be using, like I said, the American Tackle Aero Comfort CCT, the compressed carbon technology, what is traditionally a spinning seat. When he was in here yesterday and we were going through some grips, he likes the uncoated carbon fiber look and feel, which is what this one is. So I put a few rear grips in his hand, and he liked this one that's kind of concave, so it really kind of goes in the palm of your, or the heel of your hand here, so it feels more secure to him. And this is the FCS GRGS 4-350. I'll put a link to all of these items down in the description if I remember to. If I don't, I'm sure somebody will comment and remind me to. So this is the rear grip. We're going to use the Forecast FCFB, yeah, Forecast Fighting Butt. It's a really complicated name to it. Which is a 2.5 350, and then this tenon mates up perfectly with the FBC2, which is a Fuji EVA fighting butt. So that will go on here. LZR light duty guide set. One of my favorites as far as for an average to above average casting rod. You got, black stainless with a zirconium insert. They're durable. I have yet to have an insert fail, and I have them on a bunch of my personal rods. I haven't gotten one back for an insert fail. I've had them come back to get replaced because they've been stepped on. And in fact, I've replaced my own because I've stepped on them. Big feet. But it's a 12 guide set, 10 guide set. Stripper guide's 8. Transition guide for me is going to be a 6 because we are doing a spiral wrap. And then it's got 8 number 5 guides, and then I have a 5, the BLZT 5-5.5, which is a 5 ring and a 5.5 tube, which is even from the website at NFC is correct. It says it's a 5.5 tube. Let's check it just to be safe. And it is perfect. And then my standby hook keeper, which is the ALX XLA hook keeper in black. And it's a stainless hook keeper. And then we're going to wrap it using the Fuji 909D, size D, red metallic. You see me put this on a lot of rods. It really pops. We'll do some accent bands here in the split, one in front of the reel seat, and then the guides will go along with this. And yes, a lot of people say you shouldn't wrap guides with metallic, but I say I don't care. This is not a tuner rod. I've never had a guide come off, and you have seen me heavy load test rods in here with the little rubber bands. So if the little rubber bands will hold the guides in place while I'm putting a 5-pound load on it, I don't care what kind of thread you use. With epoxy on it, you're never going to break one loose. So that's the rod recipe. May not get this one built on camera just because of time constraints, but coming up next is one of the first FDX custom rods, Insta-Rod. That's what I think we're going to call them on the Shopify website. What that is a one at a time built custom like rod, ready to go on a website for sale. So it's a higher end factory rod. I hate that name, factory rod. I don't want to sell my soul and become a factory rod builder, but I do want to have an easier access to clients and build a new client base that could possibly want a true custom in the future, or they just want the quality and the balance of a custom build ready to go for less than what they're going to pay for it at Bass Pro Shops. But anyway, the very first one of those is coming up next. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And we're out.